That's what you did. No, that's what you just did to his wall.
I don't like the tone of your voice, and I don't like your attitude.
This is one of the first episodes where there's so many public disputes, going from spitting on each other, screaming outside a conference, screaming outside your apartment, and ganging up on someone on their birthday. So let's get into this. First of all, we're gonna start with Angela and Michael. Since Michael is unable to work, now it's time for him to do manual labor. And what better thing than to decorate around the house, because Christmas is around the corner. Angela goes inside the house and she leaves him outside with the kids. And the kids are asking Michael, how does he feel about America? Does he like it? Does he love it? And he's like, yeah, you know, I like it so far. So far, so good. One of the kids walks up to Michael. She sees his toes. She says this.
You need some lotion. Oh, you're right, Book. I'm gonna get some foot care and some lotion, some skincare. You're gonna need it.
Oh, Michael, you're in for a ride because
they talk shabbily, do whatever they want to do.
They don't have like the best example, which is Angela. Like, I'm pretty sure the kids are around Angela a lot, and that also contributes to how the kids act and how the kids behave. I don't know who the mom of the kids is, but if you have the other sister, the one that can't even be mentioned, then she's also not a good example. Like, she's a horrible human, so who can you really blame? However, Michael handles it pretty well.
Yeah, look at it now.
All right, let's look at it. Let's take a look at it.
And the time has finally come. They're gonna have a conversation with Skylar, and I really hope it goes well, but we're about to see.
Say hello to your stepdaddy.
Hey, Michael.
I think she actually does it just to like poke Skylar just a tiny bit. In the moment that Michael goes in for a hug, Angela's like, hey, calm down with my man right there. Calm down with my man. She's like, I want your man.
So I just worry that he is going to do what he wants to do and just leave Mama heartbroken.
I think it's so funny how people like Skylar look at relationships like this and go, yeah, Angela hasn't done anything to deserve the treatment that Michael has given her. And the only part that I do agree with her on this is that she doesn't want the kids to get attached to Michael, and then Michael leaves. So as they're looking at the menu, Michael is trying to decide what it is that he's going to get for one of his first meals in America at a restaurant.
Chicken fingers.
Yeah, chicken fingers.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I like it.
I get him though, because like I feel like he thought that they meant like the actual paw of the chicken, you know, like the claw, and that's like the chicken fingers that they mean. And he was probably like, maybe I'll get that. But then when Angela told him what exactly it was, she was like, yeah, but don't get that. Get the shrimp and grits. I personally have never had shrimp and grits. And then in the confessional, Angela's like,
you're gonna love it. Listen, this is real food. It's not like back at home, the freaking hoofs, the big old snails. It's ribs, steak, greens.
American food is not that great. I'm sorry. I said it, guys. I'm sorry. But there's so many other foods out there that are so delicious.
I hope I like it too.
Well, I think you will. What are you doing?
And then he said something like, oh, I'm just tasting it because I don't want it to go to waste. So what I think he was doing is he was trying the food just a little bit to see if he would like it, if not return it. But then he tries it, and then even though he tells Angela that the food was good,
I really miss my country food. I mean, this is not it.
The plate didn't look appealing. Like, what exactly is grits? You know what? I'm just gonna look it up. What's grits? I don't know. Right off the bat, the texture just looks too mushy for me. It's giving like smashed potatoes. But even smashed potatoes with shrimp, I can still do that. Like, I think I can still enjoy that meal. But the grits, I don't know. I gotta try the grits though, because so far I'm not too convinced by the plate that I saw. As they're eating, for some reason, Michael turns around towards the wall and does like a little spit.
Okay.
You pig? Did you just spit on there?
It's no spit.
Michael, did you?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to it.
Maybe he has something in his tea and he like tried to spit it out, which again, it's not okay to do. And Angela's like, did you just spit? Did you just spit? I can't believe you just spit. And Michael's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. He's denying that he did, even though he did. And then Angela's like, I'm gonna show you what you did.
Let me show you what you did. That's what you
did not
did.
know he's
That's
not-
what you just did to his wall. Don't tell me that one spit.
The actual freaking meat. Like, this woman is diabolical, okay? This woman is horrible. And she loses her mind. She loses her mind and she's like, this is disrespectful to my best friend's place. This is disrespectful to my friend's place. I can't believe you did this. How disrespectful. And walks out.
I would never spit on the floor or spit on the wall. I don't even do that back home. Talk less of doing it here in the States.
It's just abusive behavior again. And then Angela decides to come back inside. And what does Skylar have to say about that? Nothing, because this is what we do. We question Michael about his intentions, but then we don't tell anything to Angela for how shitty of a person she is. And he ends up apologizing. He, not Angela.
I just think there's a big communication issue. I mean, y'all act like y'all don't understand each other.
It's not so much a communication issue. It's the fact that Angela is an abuser and Michael can't communicate with her because she's an abuser. Then she tells him that, you know, it's just weird to her, the fact that like their marriage was in shambles a couple days ago and yesterday he gets here and they act like nothing happened, which yes, like Angela was about to stop the visa process and now you guys are fine with each other.
I made a commitment to God for better or worse, and if I leave, it's gonna be because I tried my best to keep my word to him.
When you make your vows, you promise to be there for your partner, for the good and the bad moments. And not only that, but you promise to cherish them and protect them and be there for them. And you have not done that. So you're already breaking your promises.
I think, you know, the true Michael is going to show to all of us, like she's been saying.
Michael tells her that like he's trying to gain their trust and stuff. And then Skylar tells him that she's not as forgiving as her mama is and that she is not as nice as her mama is. And I'm just like, really? Is there anything worse than Angela? Are you seriously worse than your mother? I guess they say that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? Angela also says that now it's up to Michael and Skylar to hash their beef with each other and to create a connection in a relationship.
One thing about me, Skylar, I'm always watching.
Are you sure? Because you didn't have your eyes on him when he ran away. Since we're moving on to Patrick and Thais. Patrick is all sad and depressed and he's happy that at least Theodore, the dog, is gonna go fishing with him. Well, John is bringing a beer for Jose.
Irmão me chamou pra pescar lá, mas aí tava meio desanimado. Ia ser nele. Melhor.
This man honestly just gets on my nerves. Like, why can't you just be nice to your son-in-law? Why is it so difficult for you to do so?
Fishing and do stuff. Instead, he goes gets a beer with John.
Yeah, I didn't understand either. It was like,
John didn't even ask me for a beer.
It's so funny that Thais is so unaware of what the real reasons are as to why her dad doesn't want to hang out with her husband when she constantly says bad things about Patrick to her dad. Like, she constantly says things like that. She has been the one that has created or helped the situation for the worse. So while John and Carlos are having a conversation on the side, this is when Carlos finally tells John that he feels saddened by Patrick, but the main problem is that Patrick told him that he's not going to ask for his blessing because he's already married. John then tells him that Patrick is a hard person to open up and he doesn't really like to talk about his emotions, which I don't think answers the concerns that Carlos has, but...
Look at my brother. He's a good family man. He's just hanging out with the family right there. He's a good guy.
And that is something that we have seen throughout the season, that Patrick is a family man. So can that just be enough for Carlos to just be okay with this relationship and let go of this thing that he has inside of his heart? And it looks like it's working, because then Patrick asked Carlos if he wants to go for a swim, and while he hesitates a little bit, he then tells John that he's actually going to go for a swim with Patrick. And then on his confessional, Carlos says that after talking to John, he understands who Patrick really is, but at the same time, he still wants him to ask for the blessing. And this is finally the time they're going to have the conversation. John and Thais realize that this is not their time, So they're gonna head their asses back home so Carlos and Patrick can hash things out. Patrick starts a conversation with Carlos and tells him, not only did we come here for Alicia to meet you and to meet the family, but we also wanted to create a bigger connection with you. And Carlos tells him that he needs to grow more guts and be able to have conversations with him, which to Patrick replies, I have tried to talk to you. I have tried many times. And puts down the list, you know, I try to talk to you at the park. I try to talk to you with our family, and now I'm doing it and we have the time, so let's talk. So then Patrick tells him, you know, the first time that I asked for your blessing and you said no to me was incredibly hurtful, and it made me feel like you didn't really care.
Like eu senti muito rejeitado.
Carlos tells him that he feels like he lacked humility the first time that he reached out to him.
Eu posso ter sua bênção.
Viu? Eu tava esperando muito ouvir isso com você, cara.
I'm very thankful to not only see this happen.
Desculpa se eu te maltratei, os dias de atrasinho, eu tava meio chateado com você, não te procurava e tal.
Because yes, he did what you wanted him to do, but at the same time, you have treated him very poorly. And now you're finally apologizing for all the actions that you have taken in the past. We saw Patrick and Carlos hash their beef out, but now it's time for John and Tai.
I think he should, apologize to me, being rude with my friends, even if my friends, was rude with him.
She's already going into this with bad intentions, because that shouldn't be the reason why you're having a conversation with someone to hash something out. It should be because you're just trying to clear things out. So you going into that already being like, I really hope that he apologizes. And not only that, but she shows us that right away.
You've been causing problems with my friend too. You didn't even apologize to me.
Why does he need to apologize? Why does he need to apologize?
First of all, what do you want an apology for? She said I was a bad influence. Obviously, she got that from you.
And I mean, John is right. The only reason why the friend knows so much about John is because Thais has been telling her all these things. How does she know that he's a bad influence? How does she know that? And then John tells her, an apology is not gonna happen. I don't know what you're expecting from me. What you have against me. And she's like, well, what do you have against me? And he's like, well, it looks like we're like oil and vinegar. They don't mix together.
I guess we're oil and vinegar. Oil and vinegar doesn't mix.
But isn't it oil and water? That's what I was thinking the entire time. I'm like...
And we have Alicia's party. I'm worried, like, what you gonna say?
But John tells her that she has nothing to worry about. Is Alicia, and not only that, but Patrick too. And he's not trying to cause any problems right there. So that's not something that she has to worry about.
It's getting better between us.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we accomplished something, so that's a positive, right?
Moving on to Rob and Sophie. Rob is outside, sitting down, sad, depressed. He's about to break up with Sophie. Sophie steps out and she's just like, I'm so anxious. I don't know what he's here for.
Rob showing up to Kae's, I am very surprised. I'm kind of anxious as to what does he have to tell me?
He's about to break up with you. About to break up with you.
Sophie, I think the best thing for both of us is to just be done with this.
Why you say? I don't understand why you said. Why?
Blah, 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 blah. I don't know, Sophie. Maybe because you chose to leave him. You haven't been staying with him. You put your relationship last. There's many reasons why, girl. You wouldn't have the guts to do it yourself. So be thankful that he's breaking up with you.
You've already moved out again and have a life without me. Everyone who supports you hates me, which tells me so do you.
God damn, bruh.
And there she goes, proving his point once again. The moment that he says, I'm ending this relationship for my own mental health because I need to be done with it. Instead of her trying to talk to him, instead of her trying to say anything, she walks away. If you really care so much about the relationship, then wouldn't you have fought to keep it alive? Wouldn't you have said something to keep it together? Right after Sophie walks away, Rob goes and knocks on the door, and guess who comes out? Not Sophie, Kae.
Go. I heard your stupid speech.
He's like, mind your own business. This is my marriage. You're not part of it. You might think you are, but you aren't. You can go inside, console Sophie.
When it's been you this whole time.
Whoa.
No, I am shaking because I am sick of you.
But this ain't your business. And what does Kae do? She starts getting all close to him. Like, Kae, honey, weren't you saying last episode that Rob dumping Sophie was gonna be the best day of your life? That you're low-key wishing for that to happen? And now all of a sudden you're mad about the situation?
If I could have the perfect world, Rob would be out the and it'd be me and Sophie forever.
Rob is walking away and Kae is like, this is the most beautiful sight I ever seen in my life. You walking away.
He's gonna sit here and break up with her? After all the she's put up with him?
And yes, he is to blame for a lot of the things that have happened, but you know damn well that Sophie was not going to do it. Sophie was not gonna end this relationship. Robbie gets in the car and then he goes, no, I'm not leaving this here. A gets out of the car again.
If you care about Sophie, then why are you so upset at me because I ended it?
I agree with Rob in this episode. I agree with him. There is no way that you should be upset because he did what needed to be done. And now you can go inside and tell Sophie to cry. You guys can bend. You guys can drink wine. Whatever it is that you guys are gonna do, and just leave that man alone. Like, leave him alone.
I understand you care for her. I care for her too. Fine. It's fine. I'm gone.
Now, while Rob is sitting in the car, he's wondering if Sophie really understood what he meant by, you know, we are done. Because she went inside and didn't even say anything, didn't have words to, because of what happened. Like, and he's wondering, you know, like, do I need to go back? Do I need to have another conversation with her where I explain exactly how I feel and that this is over? But he leaves.
If Sophie can't talk to me and she has nothing to say, then let that be it. Let that be it then.
Ashley and Manuel are celebrating today because it is Manuel's birthday.
We are going to a whiskey distillery because Manuel le gusta whiskey.
I don't know how drunk I will come out of a place where you taste whiskey. Like, once they get there, her sister is like, you know, Ashley told me that they made up, but she tends to do that a lot, and it's just kind of concerning.
But, like, does she actually trust him? Like, does she believe him? 'Cause I don't know if I believe him.
Did she just forgive him to forgive him like she usually does? Or was this genuine? Once they get there, Ashley's mom and other group of people separate because they're like, yeah, we're not trying to do the tasting. We're just going to get a drink and we're going to sit down over there.
I feel bad that, you know, Lady misses his family, but I'm glad that he's having a good time.
And Sienna turns around and she's like, well, I'm actually surprised that he even made it here because I didn't think he was going to. And I was like, girl.
Now, pour the tea.
So she's like, let me explain it to you guys. Let me tell you what happened the other day.
So when she put the $1,000 into his bank account, he changed the passwords.
Y'all playing.
Remember, Mama ain't here to play, and she showed us that every single time that she has come on screen. And not only that, but at the tell-all too. And she was very nice about every single issue that she brought up.
Manuel's been talking to his ex directly and sending money to her.
And this is why I have told you guys this so many times. You do not tell your family everything or your friends everything, because then they go spread it around, tell people all the things, and then they create a perspective of your partner, because at the end of the day, you're going to be sharing a bed, sheets, saliva, and everything with your partner, while your family and friends are over there thinking, what a piece of garbage. Like, in Sienna, it's giving them all this information without knowing what happened after and all the things that Manuel clarified. And all of this happening on his birthday. Like, you guys couldn't have chosen a different time to bring this up. Like, you Sienna couldn't have chosen a different time to tell this to your mom or let Ashley do it herself. And then Manuel and Ashley make their way to the table.
Hi, how are you, Ma? Ma?
No, mommy.
And she goes right away for it. She's not wasting no time. And Manuel, because he already has drinks on, he's like, what? What?
You're not a person of integrity.
What?
Oh, you speak!
So Ashley's like, okay, I need to know what's going on. And Sienna tells her, well, I told him. I said that Manuel is talking to his ex. And she's like, is that how you said it? And she goes, yep, that's how I said it because that's how it is.
Okay, let me just tell you guys.
Explain to us, Ashley. Explain to us. And now she's like, well, you know, like we send $300 every month. Like that's what we have agreed on. And they're like, what about the $1,000 that you deposited on his bank account? And she tells them, as far as I know, that money is still sitting on the bank account. So then mom is like, okay, show us right now. And Ashley shares that she does not feel comfortable in the situation because everyone is ganging up on Manuel.
Everybody at the table is pressing Manuel. Everybody at the table. And that's irking me too because my honey's getting attacked.
At the same time, then she goes back on what she said and then she like tells Manuel, is the money still there? Can you show me right now? Like,
¿Verdad?
¿Puedo tener la contraseña para ver?
¿Por qué?
What do you say?
Why? Why? See?
Yep.
Again, they continue to press him on where the $1,000 went or where, you know, they are right now. Emmanuel tells them why you need to know. And the other two, like her friends, the two friends that she has, they're like, oh, because it's her money. It's her money. Emmanuel tells them, no. The moment that she chose to marry me, it became our money.
I need to rub my third eye right now.
Ashley, you need to rub your brain to allow some blood to get to it because it seems like it's missing a little bit right now.
It is the last round of the competition, the evening gown, and the queen is gonna be revealed.
For some reason, Jasmine thinks that she has a chance to win this competition. I don't know, okay? You guys tell Jasmine. Eventually, she starts recording a video for her kids and for her family. And she's like, oh my God, I wish you guys were here. Yep. Well, they could have been here if instead of using this money for your butt implants and for all the things that you got in, even for this pageantry, you would have put that money somewhere else to pay for your children to come here. And for anyone that's like, oh my God, but they can't even be here. Like the process is not that fast. Well, maybe you should have paid a lawyer at the beginning. This is actually the only outfit from this entire competition that doesn't make Jasmine's butt implants look like she just got them done at like a tianguis or something. So
Miss Latina International going to, from Panama, Jasmine Bonito.
Bullshit!
there is no way in hell that Jasmine won. And I really, really want to everything because I want to see why she won. Why? Like her outfit was even from Amazon. You're telling me that between all the girls that competed in this competition, Jasmine won. Jasmine won Miss Latina. And weren't the requirements like Kiki and Kivitz? You came out with a bunch of things letting us know that for this competition, you needed to have 0 freaking surgeries. So why is this girl winning right here? I have 0 surgeries. I'll go in this competition and then we'll see who's actually Miss Latina. This is insane and I'm so upset. And this is literally my live reaction to what happened because, yeah, I say it was rigged. It was rigged. Where's my foil hat? Where's my foil hat?
Gino and I need to talk about our issues, which give me a lot of anxiety and it scares me. I don't know what the future holds for Gino and me.
Already building to the fact that they're going to be on The Last Resort, that they're going to be on The Single Life. I'm just tired of Gino and Jasmine. Again, like, I know that at times I might sound like I hate Jasmine, but I just have no respect for her. Like, she has shown many times that she always comes first and no one else does other than her. She's shown that with Gino. She's shown that with her kids. What happened to her mom having cancer? Like, was that just a hoax? Was she not being serious? Like, we heard about that one time and now all of a sudden it's gone. We haven't heard any of it. Like, no, I'm not believing any of the things that are happening at this moment anymore with Jasmine and Gino. So Jasmine is incredibly happy and, you know, because she won.
I believe the coaching I've given Jasmine throughout this, pageant has helped her or at least alerted her to maybe look at others.
So then Gino and her are just staring at each other.
I'm happy that you won the competition.
And Jasmine's like, why are you smiling about? Why are you laughing? And Gino's like,
I'm proud of you.
And she's like, no, you're only proud of me because I won. And I'm not going to pretend like this is a nice moment because it isn't. It isn't.
The audacity you have to be first row when I won my crown.
She's so like, oh my God, like after the conversation we had yesterday and you acting like I'm the problem because that's what you made it seem like.
I don't like the tone of your voice and I don't like your attitude.
And then she tells him, is this the game that you're gonna play? And Gino goes back on his usual thing. You know, I brought you here. I did this for you. I did that for you. I did all of this for you and stuff. And they just keep going back and forth with it. So Gino is telling Jasmine that he is currently working on her paperwork for her permanent residence. And Jasmine in her confessional is like, it doesn't make sense that he's saying that he's working on it right now because he told me he had already submitted it. And then she's like, did you submit my paperwork? Did you submit my paperwork?
Did you submit my paperwork? Yes or no?
You're not listening.
Did you submit the paperwork? Yes or no?
And for the preview, it looks like he probably did not submit the paperwork because she is pissed.
Enjoy your work. I don't want to see you ever again.
See ya.
Angela has decided that she's probably gonna hire a PI to keep track of Michael and see what he's up to and what he has been doing.
Get a private investigator or something and have them, you know, look into it.
We discovered that Manuel actually spent $1,000, which of course everyone saw that coming. I don't know what we were expecting.
Ya no hay, se ha ido, okay?
And we also get Sophie begging Rob to listen to her, or I don't know, she was just crying a lot. Guys, the last episode is next week. And then we get the famous tell-all that's gonna be with all the cast members in a house all together. I cannot imagine being in the same room as Angela and Big Ed. I will probably choose to step on like 1,000 needles with my bare feet than to be in the same room with those two. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.